A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to see how one can make a snapshot prediction about the Dasha Antardasha one is going to have. In this, we are going to use very basic techniques as mentioned in BPHS and across the classics. But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. So, when I talk about dashas, when I say that people have a very strong inclination just to know how their dasha is going to go, well, I would like to give you a disclaimer right at the beginning. The dasha has a number of subdashas also, or antardashas, 9 precisely if we are looking at the Vimshotri dasha. So, every antardasha will bring in a lot of different results also. But if I want to make a snapshot prediction about how this dasha and this antardasha is going to go, then let me start off with avasthas of planet. As per BPHS and many other classical texts, here I quote from Uttar Kilamrita, there are 9 avasthas of planets. What do you mean by these avasthas? These avasthas are a state that these planets are in by virtue of their placement. For example, now let me tell you the 9 avasthas to begin with. So to begin with, these avasthas are Deepta, Swasth, Pramudit, then we have the Shantavastha, then we have the Deenavastha, we have the Dukhi Avastha, the Vikal, the Kala, and finally the Kopitavasthas. These Sanskrit names, if we look into it, they give a wide variety of emotions starting from Deepta, which means a person is extremely happy. This is the state when a planet is placed in its sign of exaltation. So obviously, the planet when placed there during its dasha, antardasha will give great results by the virtue of its strength and because it's extremely happy. We can compare these states, these moods of a person and the moods of the planet, and we can understand the psyche of the planet concerned so that we understand what kind of results any planet is capable of giving during its tenure depending upon its mood. Now when we come to the Swastha Avastha, Swasth means somebody who is healthy, somebody who is in the vigor of life. So if I am in my vigor of life, or say let's say a planet is in its vigor, then the planet is capable of giving great results, the planet is capable of delivering things which are beautiful, which give a great upgradation in life, because a Swastha Avastha is the avastha of a planet when it is placed in its own sign. Any planet in its own sign has the tendency of giving everything concerning its own houses. So that's a good state to be in. Again, then comes the Pramudit. When I visit my friend's house, my best friend's house rather, I am extremely happy and I am very joyous and I am laughing, bubbling with joy. So a planet when it is placed in its friend's house has the ability to give everything positive, beautiful, gurgling, something which is showy, something which brings you good name and fame, because any person going to a friend's house does not sit with their bodies clothes or anything. They are in the best of their spirits and are in a mood to give as much as possible. So the planet there can give a person a lot. Then when we are talking about the Shantavastha, when this planet moves into a friend's house. So let's take the case of Jupiter in these 4 cases. When Jupiter is in Cancer and exalted, it is said to be in the Deepta Avastha. When Jupiter is said to be either in Pisces or in its Mula Trikona sign Sagittarius, then it is said to be in the Swastha Avastha. When this Jupiter is said to be in Leo, which is its very close friend, then it is Pramudit. It gives excellent results during its tenure. And this same Jupiter, when it is placed now in Mars's house, okay, then it is said to be in a good friend, in a friend's house, and it is shant, it is very neutral, it is happy, it does not create fuss, and it is coolly sitting, enjoying, and will give good results. When we move on to the others, when it becomes deen, the moment it moves into a neutral territory, any planet when it moves into a neutral territory, moon has a number of planets that it is neutral to, one of them being Jupiter. So when moon moves into Jupiter's sign, it is in the Dina Avastha. It is not said to be very happy or Shanta, it is a neutral territory for it. It's new, but then that's the way we have to understand the avasthas. If we understand the friendship and the enmity and the neutral planets that one has, this avastha is very easy to understand. Finally, we move into the enemy sign. When it is in the enemy's house, it's dukhi, so, or sad. So, when any planet moves into its enemy house, for example, when Venus is in the sign of Jupiter, then it's in enemy's house. It's not very happy, it's dukhi. Or Mercury in Mars's sign, Mars in Mercury's sign, they are dukhi, they are not very happy. Okay, and then when we move into, this is dukhi, vikal. What happens is, if it is with a malefic planet, then it is vikal, because it does not, the planet does not know what to do. It knows that the malefic can overpower it any time. It's not very comfortable there. And khala, when it is in a conjunction of two malefics, then this also tends to act like a malefic and can do mischievous deeds. During that period, we will find the planet doing things which are out of its league and can create problem for the person concerned. Finally, we are looking into the avasthas of Kopit. Kopit is when it is combust. It is very angry because it cannot express itself. Combustion is a place where when a planet comes extremely close to the sun, such that it loses its power. Always remember, sun is the king, and when anybody approaches the king, they lose their power in front of the king, because the only power, only administrative that works there is that of the king. So you may be very irritated inside, but you would not be able to exert your influence there. Having explained the avasthas to you, now let me tell you how do we work with these. So as I found out on a single glance, and you will get this when you look into the strengths section of Jehora, the middle slot, if you click on the right and you do the avasthas, the moods and alerts, you will be able to find out the avasthas. The beautiful point is, we say that for Aries Lagna, 3rd Lord and 6th Lord Mercury, if placed in the 8th house, it will give great results because it is a Viparit Raj Yoga. However, the 8th house being that of the Mars, it is its dire enemy. And if Mercury and Sun are always together, if it also happens to be very near Sun, then it is combust. Though it is also said that the rules of combustion do not apply to Mercury, because Mercury is said to be always with Sun. But I have also found that this state, which is the state of Kopit as well as that of Dukhi, distressed, because it is in its enemy house. So that even if there is a Viparit Raj Yoga, as people say, functioning, that entire dasha, especially the Mercury Sun dasha, would not be working well, antar dasha, for a person. Because though Sun may be happy because it's sitting in a friend's house, 5th Lord in the 8th house, there the person will have some respite, but Mercury period on the whole will not be a very easy period. That is something we can say right from go one. Now, as I said, Mercury Sun period will be good because Sun is in a friend's house, it's happy. Okay, it is Shant. So, so that period can be giving person some knowledge, some movement into adhyatma, because again it's in the 8th house. Like that, taking up the antardasha, when we take up Mercury's antardasha and somebody has Saturn sitting this Mercury for, say, Mercury for the Aries Lagna in the 3rd and the 6th lord sitting in the 8th house, but Saturn is sitting in its own house, then it is very happy, it is swasth, and that Mercury Saturn dasha in that case will, antardasha, Saturn antardasha will be something that will give a lot of respite to the person. Say Venus is debilitated under the with a malefic here in such a case, then it's, because it is debilitated, then it is in a very bad avastha, it's in a deen avastha, and also it's khala because it is in conjunction with couple of malefics. Then this antardasha of Venus, dasha is already bad, antardasha will also not be good. This is one very short way of understanding how the dasha and antardasha works, and it's snapshot for predictions, but the main thing is that one needs to have a good understanding of these avasthas. Once the avasthas are known, understood, just by looking at the chart and the avastha, one can give a broad outline as to how life is going to work during these certain periods. Till we meet with you again, stay safe and do let us know how you found this video. Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.